Welcome back to another video. Today my name is Jax. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about telling my adoptive parents that I found my birth mum and my birth dad. Guys, I was so stressed. Like, I was gearing myself up for maybe a couple of weeks to tell them. It took me a while. I mean, I think I'd already spoken to her by then, and I was still contemplating for ages, like, how do I say this to them? Are they gonna look at me like I'm a sellout? Are they gonna be offended? Are they gonna be upset? Are they gonna be happy? Are they gonna be emotional? Like, what is gonna come from this? Out of respect, it's only right that I tell my parents who have raised me exactly what's going on. And these were the thoughts in my head, and one day I just had to run with it. A little bit about me. I'd call it like a nervous disposition, where if I'm really struggling to say something, I will just have verbal diarrhea and I'll just and just say exactly what I need to say. So one of my fears was hurting my adoptive parents. And just for context of whether I'm talking about my adoptive parents or my birth parents, I'm gonna call them my adoptive parents. I absolutely do not call them that. I call them my parents because they're the only parents that I've ever known. But just for context in this video. So my fear was causing pain, hurting them, and almost making them feel that feeling of rejection from me. In fact, I've got a little solution. I'm gonna call my adoptive parents my A parents, and then I'm gonna call my birth parents my B parents. I like that. So yeah, so I've been avoiding the topic because I didn't want to cause my A parents any sort of pain, any rejection. I didn't want them to feel inadequate. I didn't want them to feel like my reason for searching was based on their role and what they'd done for me, because it was very far from that. And these are some of the things eventually when I did speak to them I explained. Loyalty was another factor. I'm a very loyal person, so if I'm rocking with you, I'm rocking with you, I'm riding with you till the wheels fall off, you get what I'm saying? But I didn't want to seem disloyal. Again, like, it's not something, so for instance, if I had a team of people around me that were going through the same thing, then maybe I could have spoken to them about these types of feelings and how they were feeling as well. But when you're the only person that you know that's going through it, it's almost like you're left with your own thoughts. Yes, I had friends and family and even my husband that I could rub my feelings and my thoughts onto and speak to about it, but because they're not going through it, they can only advise me secondary. But being the primary person in it, I just kind of had to go with what I thought was best, in a sense. Another thing that I didn't want to do is disrupt the family dynamics. Like, I didn't want, especially my mom, a mom, thinking that I was now gonna reclaim B mom, and it would, like, sort of, I would leave her out of things, and now it was all about me and B mom. And I just didn't want to switch up any dynamics. I didn't want to make anyone feel awkward. And I'm just going to reiterate, as I've said in previous videos before, in me finding B mum, it wasn't to do with needing to be mothered, because that's what I've been getting from A mum. So my whole reason for finding B mum was just to establish who I am, my heritage, just to fully understand my identity. So yeah, having internalized shame and guilt has been a factor. And that's another reason for why I struggle to approach a mum and dad to talk about this. So because of the social stigma and the comments made throughout the years, I've sort of felt ashamed to even contemplate or think about finding B mum. I didn't want it to feel like my curiosity implies that A mum and dad are never been good enough or are not good enough. I mean, A mum and dad have spoken to me about my adoption before. They've never really made me feel any type of way. about wanting to find being mum, but I haven't even expressed to them that I do want to find her. What I had expressed is that I don't want to find her and I don't want anything to do with her. And in reflection, I actually feel like that response there was more of a protection for them, because that was me saying to them, nah, I got you. Like, you don't need to feel any type of way. Had I spoken to anyone about it, anyone else, then I may have really considered the fact that I was yearning for that connection and to understand. And this is why timing is perfect, because had I looked for her many years before, I may have been looking for the mothering aspect of things, that maternal instinct from her. But where I'm at now, like, I'm 36 years of age, so although we all need our mums, and I still need mine in regards to a mum, she's done the best part of the mothering that she can do. So therefore, I don't need to be mothered in that sense. But had I found being mum any sooner, like when I was younger, then I may have felt even more rejected, because, like, for instance, when she came to see me, and I'll talk about that a lot more in another video, it was pretty sad when she had to leave, but I really understood that, no, like, she came for a visit and I've now met her, and now I've got to go back to my reality, whereas attachment issues may have been a factor, and that's not something that I have right now, because my life is very much established. I just wanted to piece the puzzle together to understand a lot more. I mean, if anything comes of our relationship, then that will be a bonus, but a mum is irreplaceable, okay? So I've spoken enough about my emotions now and how I've been feeling throughout this process. So let's get into the reaction of a mum and dad. Guys, I was so scared, like, almost like I hadn't been this scared before. It's a different type of feeling. I had butterflies in my stomach. I felt a little bit shaky. I was sweating. And I remember speaking to my sister and saying, like, I need you to be there. Like, I need you to be there, because she knows a mum and she knows a dad. So she can kind of intercept and say, yo, like, what's going on here? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I asked her to be there. So we agreed that a mum and a dad would meet with me at their house, at my sister's house. And this is a sister, okay? Because I don't know any B sisters or B brothers. I know about them, but I don't have a relationship with them like that. So my sister was looking to go out, so it was kind of like, let's get everybody in and, like, get to the point as soon as you can. Now, I told you what I'm like when I overthink, or I've got something to say but I don't know how to say it. I become very frank and to the point. So if you know me, there's a little telltale sign to why I can be very crank, you know. Crank. Who remembers cranking? Anyway. Yeah. By the way, it's called crumping, not cranking. Anyway, back to the point. That's a little detail to why I can be very frank and to the point at times, because I can't do the whole... I think my response will be even more stupid if I overthink things. So it's a Sunday evening, we're at my sister's house. I think we had some dinner, can't really remember. And then, yeah, I just got to the point and I was just like, guys. And then I do this little nervous thing. Start laughing. And I was like, guess what? And they're like, what?
Wait for it. Here it comes. Almost there.
Side note, my mum, a mum, must be nervous when I say, guess what? Little side story. Let's partner up for a minute, right?
God, please, no! No!
Basically, so you know I had my first child at 19. I was scared to tell her. like anyone else would be. So I was 18 when I was pregnant, and I met my mum outside her workplace, and I was basically like, oh, I need to tell you something. She was like, what? And I was like, guess what? And she was like, oh, Jay, come on. And I'm there laughing with her and that. And she's like, Jay, what? Are you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. She's like, are you kidding me? Obviously, it didn't go down well after that. Back to the story. So I said, guess what? So they're like, what? I was like, I found my birth mum. And for me, you could hear a pin drop. I don't even think it was that dramatic, to be honest. I don't think it was that drastic. It was just me and my brain. My parents, their reaction, they were ecstatic. They were so happy and so pleased. Oh my God! Wow! They was like, oh my God, we've been waiting for this day. We're so happy. Well, you finally did it. We didn't want to push you. We didn't want to force you, but you finally got here, like you've done it. And I'm looking at them like, are you for real? Like, all this time I've been panicking, and I'm almost waiting to see if, like, my mum backtracks and thinks and then has another reaction. My dad's just like really happy and like smiling and everything. And I'm looking at them both like, man, they're actually happy for me. And it meant so much. It meant the world to me, because I think after learning that they were happy with it, I found a peace where I could like transport that peace into whatever was to come next. Just to have them like cheering for me in the background and behind me on this, like, it meant everything. And they were really happy. So then, yeah, the conversation after that is a blur, because I was so taken back, because I've been gearing myself up for so long about how they were going to respond, and it was completely different to how they did respond. Yeah, I just think I was in this, I kind of was almost numb. Like, it was insane. I like using that word, insane. It was insane, though. Like, I was so happy. And that's the reaction, guys. And they've been very supportive ever since. They were supportive when she came over. They met with her when she came over. But it's not the time to tell that story. So stick with me and you'll be able to hear about that one very, very soon. So my little piece of advice to anyone who is an adoptee, if you're going through this same thing, if you want to find birth family but you're scared to speak to your adoptive family about it, just remember that you have the right to look for that family and to understand your origins. It is your right. You don't need to take on any external feelings, feel any shame. Even if you do get a bad reaction, it's still within your right to understand who you are and where you come from. To any adoptive parents, I would say that you should create a non-judgmental space and allow that adoptee to speak, allow them to feel comfortable about addressing you. Even if they don't address it, try and create that space, try and bring up the conversation, have those discussions with the adoptee about their family, about is it something that they would like, you know, so that you can help them if you need to. Because the fact is, A mum actually gave me a lot of information on B mum, but I lost it all, and I think I was very careless with the information because I had no intention of finding her. So yeah, guys, there's just a few gems there for anyone who is in my predicament or for any adoptive parents. But I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Thank you once again for joining me. Thank you for all your support on this journey. I really, really appreciate you all. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and look out for my next video. But what am I going to ask you to do before you go? Yeah. Subscribe to this channel. Drop a comment in the comment section. click on that notification bell so that you can be alerted when there's a new video coming, and I will see you very soon. Peace.
Yeah, so good to